Good morning. It is day 153 on the Pacific Crest Trail, and I set off fairly early this morning, about 6:15, because we were rudely awakened by a smattering of rain only about 5 minutes before our alarms were about to go off. So pretty good timing, really. But we were cowboying, so kind of all panic stations. Luckily, it only lasted like a minute or so, and it was very light rain, so nothing too bad. But yeah, great way to start the day. And so starting off, heading straight into town. Got about 15 miles to do now. Should be pretty chill. Look at that view. Oh, you can't even see. Wait, let me carry on. Look at that view. Nice. So that's what we're starting off today with. It's a good time. Gonna go in, charge all our stuff, get some food. Looking forward to a nice lunch, I think. I'll see you in a bit. Hello again. Today ended up being quite dramatic, really. It started off nice and relaxed, like with some lovely stretches. We all kind of have our little routines first thing in the morning. And practically the first thing we see, like we just go up this little hill, only a few feet really, and beautiful mountains, kind of like a miniature version of the Sierras is what it reminded me of. Really, really nice range. There was quite a strong smoke smell in the morning for the first little bit, like just as I was climbing up and then going back down again. But it kind of died off, and fire has definitely been one of the prevailing topics of the day, really. Everyone I kind of speaking to in the morning was kind of a bit worried about it, or trying to find signal to like get watch duty up or see if PCTA closures had updated anything. The PCT was still open, so we just kind of carried on. And the views, as I kept climbing up, were again stunning, gorgeous, really, really great as I got to the highest point of the day. Got a pretty clear view of Rainier, which was great, especially after yesterday when it was covered in smoke pretty much. So really good to be able to see that. It was still a little bit hazy, but clear enough that you can make it out pretty clearly. And again, the blueberries out in force, really enjoyed those. Just even better views. With those views, I was able to see a clearer view of the fire itself, which in the morning, it didn't seem that bad, really. Like you could see it hadn't grown too much from yesterday. I think it had gone from like 50 to about 80 acres. So at that point, everything seemed pretty chill. And then made our descent into White Pass. Today was only about a 15-mile day into White Pass, so very relaxed. Almost all of it was, or maybe 2/3 of it I think, was downhill, so very nice. Met a lot of lovely day hikers on the way up. One of them was way too nice. She was just saying like how inspirational we were as PCT hikers, and it was just genuine and really lovely, and far too much, but very nice. Did sadly leave the Goat Rocks Wilderness, but then I think we may have re-entered it again. I'm not too sure. I don't know where we are right now other than White Pass. But yeah, that was sad just because the views yesterday and this morning were stunning. And then there were moments, I had a moment walking along the highway to the Cracker Barrel, where I just kind of suddenly remembered how insane it is where I am and what I'm doing. And I think it's moments just like when you're walking on a highway next to a bunch of traffic, and you're like, I'm just in Washington right now. I'm just here walking along this road on this big journey. I'm just doing it, and just one of those kind of pinch me moments. So they haven't happened in a while. They don't happen that often, but it's nice to experience that every now and then. Just remember how special this is. And I managed to get to Cracker Barrel at 11:30, which was great because, initially I was kind of worried about charging stuff because we were planning on, I think, heading out maybe around like 5:30, and I wanted to make sure I had enough charge on my power bank to get us through the next 5 days to Snoqualmie Pass, or Snoqualmie generally. So I was happy that I got there at that time. Just meant I had more time than I maybe needed. Did mean I missed out on a little lake swim, but that was an alternate route. So either I had the choice of seeing Rainier or going down into a lake, and I chose Rainier, which I'm pretty happy about. Like, the views were amazing, because I'm not sure how much we'll actually see of it, even though we should be going around and north of it after this. But yeah, so I got to Cracker Barrel. I did sort out resupply, charging stuff, all that. I got chatting to a few hikers, people that we've been camped with like the other day with the birthday party, and a few others that we've been leapfrogging over the last few days. But yeah, everyone was still talking about the fire, and it turns out that it had tripled in size in the last 2 hours. So I think between like 9 and 11 a.m. it had gone from 80 to about 256 acres, and then it quadrupled over the next few hours, so that by 3 p.m. it was about 1,000 acres. And it was only about 3 miles away from trail, so where we are now is completely fine, and the PCT is still open, and it looks like it's not contained at the moment, but it's not growing as much. Like at the end of the day, it was only 1,170 acres, so it seemed to have calmed down. But the general consensus for most people is skipping around to the next road just above the fire itself. So it's in about 30 miles by trail, which is kind of sad, because I was saying before how lucky we'd been to avoid skipping. But yeah, I think we didn't hike out because we didn't want to be stuck if it was to continue growing at that rate, and have to come back. So we're going to see what it's like in the morning. Hopefully only skip those 30 miles. But yeah, we'll see what the situation is. So yeah, a bit dramatic, not the most fun. I'm completely fine. Like where we are, there's like no danger whatsoever. It's not smoky here. You can see like the billowing smoke in the video. It's very kind of in one area, and we're looking at it now, like at that horizon, there's no smoke at all. So yeah, I think it's calmed down a fair bit, but we'll see how it is in the morning. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll see you there.